Hello, lovely humans. I am super excited to announce that I am doing a mindfulness certification training with the Dallas Yoga Center, which is one of the first places that I practiced at in Dallas, so it's coming full circle for me. And I'm going to start incorporating my learnings from that training in our midday mindfulness. It starts this weekend, so Monday you'll be in for a treat. But here is Wednesday midday mindfulness. Enjoy. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Midday Mindfulness. Giving us all a little virtual Palo Santos cleansing, which came from my good friends at Reiki and Roll, who I love. So there's Reiki in this as well. So hopefully you can feel that digitally. And we'll see how many people hop on. Wednesdays are always the interesting day. People hop on like the last 5 minutes on a Wednesday. Hey, Janelle. And usually Mondays and Fridays, people are right on time at 12:15. So we'll see who all hops on. And if you aren't tuning in live, it's all good because this gets put back on IGTV and YouTube later in the day. So we'll see who all hops on. Hey, to our midday mindfulness. So happy Hump Day and Earth Day. I have my flowers here in honor of Earth Day. We'll start off our midday mindfulness with a few cleansing breaths, and then I will pull a little mantra card for us today. We'll be working with just one card today, and then we'll move into a mindfulness exercise. Oh, I miss you too. I miss all my students so much. So freaking much. All right, lovely. So allow your eyes to close. You can do this laying down, seated in a chair, seated on the ground like I am, wherever you're at. And just allow your eyes to close for just a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it out your mouth. Letting go of everything it took to get here right now. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out your mouth. Letting go of anything you have up and coming. One last time, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out your mouth. Letting go of anything still lingering on. And now allow your inhales and exhales just to come through your nose. And not modifying the breath at all, just becoming aware of it. Notice if your inhale is a little longer, the exhale is a little shorter, or vice versa. And we're just bringing awareness to our breath. And on Monday when I did this, someone, I won't say their name, mentioned they get nervous when they become aware of their breath. And they get nervous of that because they have breathing issues like asthma or high blood pressure and things like that. So them thinking about their breath can make them nervous. And I mentioned to them what you should do as we continue our exploration of our inhales and exhales is just observe the breath. Know that your breath, your prana, it gives you life. And breathing is one thing you do throughout the entire day and you pay very little attention to, and it functions on its own. So you bringing awareness to your breath is like giving your breath a hand clap, thanking it for the air and the life force that it gives you. Great job, guys. So moving into our mantra cards, I didn't pre-shuffle like I have been doing, so we will shuffle all together and we'll see what comes up for us today. And you can't see me shuffling, but just know, you can hear it, I'm a pretty darn good shuffler. I was real excited when I learned how to shuffle when I was a little kid, and so I'm pretty darn good at it. So we'll just shuffle these cards up. I always shuffle them in two groups, so I split them into fours, and then I shuffle them, and then I shuffle them back as one big card group. And these are just mantra cards. They're called The Universe Has Your Back, and they're just a great tool to use to kind of start off or set a tone for your day. And I will spread them out today. I usually have just been pulling off the top, but we'll spread them out. And I'm going to go with this one here. Ooh. And it says, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. It actually goes into a conversation I had earlier today, and she knows who she is. There's nothing sexier than your authentic truth. When you're authentic to yourself and you are really connected within your own body, there's nothing sexier. There's nothing more powerful than being authentic and being you. So please remember that today. And as things come up, random text messages, things on the news, emails, whatever it may be, whenever that comes up, come back to your authentic truth and remembering who you are. We have just a few more minutes through our midday mindfulness. I like to keep it short and sweet because you want to know that you can be mindful at all times. What I recommend you do now is grab a little notebook or a journal. And as I grabbed mine, I realized I do not have a writing utensil. So un momento as I find a writing utensil for myself. So we'll grab a notebook, a piece of paper, whatever it may be. Howdy. If you're just joining us, thank you for that comment, I guess. This is a midday mindfulness, so if you're here to Google my goodies, it's probably not the best place to be. So as you grab your list, or your piece of paper, my piece of paper says actual list on there. You want to write out things that have been bothering you this week. So whatever has been bothering you, we'll take just a moment. I know, Janelle, right? We'll take just a moment to write out what's been going on with us this week, and we'll use that for our meditation at the end. So things that have been going on with you this week, maybe you're going through some anxiety. I know I have been anxious this week. You may be going through some fear, which a lot of us have been experiencing fear. Anger. You may be angry that you're still stuck in your house. You may be annoyed. I'm just telling you guys everything that's been going on with me. So whatever resonates with you, feel free to write those things down. And continue to write those down. We'll write this down for about another minute. You may be confused. And you may be all of the above. So once you have your things that have been bothering you this week written all down, make sure you use something that you can tear out. We're tearing it out. We're folding it. And we're ripping it up. So if you're just joining us, we're writing down things that have been bothering us this week. Welcome if you're just joining us. Happy Hump Day, Happy Earth Day. We're writing down things that have been bothering us this week, and then we are ripping that up. And if you have like a little candle handy and you want to burn this, burn it. Go into the kitchen, turn on an eye of the stove, burn it, and then make sure to add some water so you don't catch anything on fire. So we're ripping up everything that we have written down that's been bothering us this week, and we're letting it go. And it's easy to do that when you have something physical and tangible there that you can see the things that have been bothering you, the anger, the confusion, the frustration, whatever it may be, and physically ripping it up. It's a little harder to do when you don't physically have those things. So what you can do now is, now that we've made our list, we'll bring it into a meditative state. So as you bring that into a meditative state, all the things that have been bothering you this week, find a comfortable seated position, or you can lay down. And as we think about the things that have been bothering us this week, We'll take a deep breath in and exhale it out of our mouth. Letting go of the anger that you may have had this week. We'll take another deep breath in, inhaling what else may have been bothering you, maybe confusion, maybe anxiety. Inhale all of that. Exhale it out the mouth. Letting that go. Inhaling your cabin fever, your stir craziness, your need to know why this is happening. Take a deep breath in of all of that. Exhale it out your mouth. And now allow your inhales and exhales just to come through your nose, just like you did at the beginning. Come back to that observing of the breath. And as those things that have been bothering you this week come to mind, because they will, know that they are not a part of you. Know that emotions are ever changing. And we observe where we're at, we see what attention needs to be brought to those areas. And we release that. If you've been dealing with confusion this week, observe your confusion, see where it's stemming from, acknowledge it, and then release it. It can be part of you for a moment, but it doesn't have to stay with you. If you're dealing with anxiety, which a lot of us have been dealing with anxiety, inhale that anxiety, acknowledge it. Know where it's coming from. It's very uncertain times that can make you anxious. And to exhale, release that anxiety out of you. Know it's only with you for that moment. Emotions are ever changing. If you're scared, if you're fearful or confused, you inhale that, acknowledge it. And exhale, you release it. Knowing that that is not a part of you, it's there for a moment, but it doesn't have to stay. So as you allow those ideas, all the things that have been challenging for you this week, things that may have bothered you this week, inhale and acknowledge it. And if you need to physically let out a sigh and exhale to release it, do so. And you'll be faced with more challenges this week. We're only halfway there, so there's sure to be some stuff to come up, right? As stuff comes up, write it down, rip it up. Know that you have the power to let it go. Rip up the stuff that's bothering you. Throw it in the trash. Sit down and breathe. Sit down and acknowledge what's been bothering you. Don't ignore it. It's going to get louder and it's going to bother you even more. But sit down. Give yourself a moment to acknowledge it. And then we let it go. And it may come back up, and that's okay. That's a lesson that we have to learn. But we're taking some time for ourselves to process, and as much as we can to allow it to pass. Thank you, lovely humans, for having me with you energetically through Instagram.